A group of senior Liberal women have joined a campaign to block the implementation of gender quotas in the Liberal Party. Liberals, including Cabinet Minister Anne Ruston and South Australian MP Nicole Flint, have endorsed the Liberals for Merit campaign, putting them directly at odds with high-profile New South Wales ministers, including Environment Minister Matt Keane. One of the Liberal women standing against gender quotas is the federal member for Reid, Dr. Fiona Martin. She joins me now from Sydney. Fiona,
hi, Rita.
Why are quotas, good to see you, why are quotas a bad idea for the Liberal Party?
Well, as Liberals, we believe in equality of opportunity, not equality of outcome. And I think it's so important that we take a step back from this quota debate and look at the real issue here. The real issue, or the question that we should be asking ourselves, is what are the sort of skills, what's the experience and what personal characteristics do we want to see in our elected members of Parliament? I don't think it matters whether they are male or female. You know, I didn't go to Canberra to fill a quota. I went to Canberra to represent the people for Reid and to contribute to national policy.
But there are people who are focused on the gender and the makeup of the party. Last year, just 1/4 of all Liberal MPs across state and federal parliaments were women. How does the party increase that number without mandatory quotas?
Well, I think it's really important to have women elected to Parliament. I'm not saying that at all. That's part of the reason why I put my hand up to be the member for Reid, because I wanted to be the change that I wanted to see. I wanted to see more women elected to federal Parliament. I think that, you know, the UK government, the Tories have a process where they have a candidate list, and I think that idea is something that the Liberal Party should consider, whereby they have a list of people who could be potential candidates and suitable to run for Parliament. And I think that, you know, we should be supporting women on the ground, providing training, and we certainly do that already through Women's Council. But we could probably do more in terms of helping women run for more safer seats, not just in marginal seats across Australia.
And the abuse Conservative women cop can't be helping in getting good candidates, or any candidates really. We've seen what's happened with Nicole Flint. We've seen it with a number of Conservative women who are attacked in really ugly, misogynistic manner, and yet they don't get that support from the so-called sisterhood or the media, academia, activist class who arc up about these issues. So is there anything we can do to call out some of that misogyny that comes from the left?
Yeah, I mean, you know, what Nicole Flint went through during her campaign is disgusting, and no woman or any candidate should have to experience what she went through. And I think I commend her in, you know, being brave to talk about it and to share her experience. And, you know, her support is incredibly important within the federal parliamentary party. I just think it's, you know, on the one hand, you know, the left want to see more women in Parliament, but are very quick to attack women on the Conservative side of politics who want to run. And, you know, you can't have it both ways.
Oh, no, and I think we have seen one side of politics use this issue in a really partisan manner, and I think the treatment of women and female representation in Parliament should not be politicised. But again, getting back to the quota issue, the advocates for quotas say it is the most effective way to increase female representation. But if we do go down that road, then what is the argument against having quotas for race or religion or LGBT quotas?
That's right. Where does it stop? I mean, look, the last federal election, we saw more women elected to federal Parliament than we ever have, and that was without quotas. So we're obviously on the right track, and we're in the right direction. I think you know, what we're doing and you know, the ideas like a candidate list and supporting women in marginal seats, but also for safer seats, is the way to go. And taking a step back and looking at the qualities and the characteristics that we want to see, the experience that we want to see. I mean, if we just only make decisions based on gender, then it sort of extends, you know, why shouldn't we not have a quota for people from, you know, different backgrounds, people with disabilities, goodness me, you know, certain age group, where does it stop? It shouldn't just be about one little you know, group being represented. We don't need direct representation. And quite frankly, you know, we don't want to solve one problem by creating another problem. And, you know, essentially quotas is positive discrimination. So, you know, that's why I'm not in support of them.
Well, yeah, positive discrimination, some people say, is just discrimination. Now, we have seen the Morrison government adopt all the recommendations of the Kate Jenkins report, the good, the bad and the ugly, and many MPs within the coalition have advocated for gender quotas. Why do we have these supposed conservatives continue to flirt with these what I consider to be regressive identity politics-centred policies? These are things that conservatives have typically derided. So why is there a portion of the party gravitating towards things like quotas?
Well, my read is that actually about 80% of the party are not in favour of quotas, and for the small majority that are, some have actually changed their mind. I think we saw this morning the Treasurer, in fact, Josh Frydenberg, not supporting quotas. And I think when we take a step back and ask the question, what are the skills, what is the experience, what kind of person do we want to see elected, we take out that question of gender and we just focus on what it is. What's important is, you know, great communication skills, good advocacy skills, good stakeholder engagement, negotiation skills. They're the things that matter. Being able to contribute to policy at a national level, that matters. Being able to work with people from a diverse background. These are the skills that matter. And of course, we want people that can empathise, and we want people who can communicate well and debate well. These are the things that matter when it comes to
absolutely. Yeah, we've got to focus on character and capability, not gender. And Fiona Martin, thank you for your time. I hope you've got the numbers and you can defeat the quota faction, but we'll see what happens there. Thank you, Fiona.
Thanks, Rita.